Hello everyone, it's channel update time with me, Get Daved, November edition. Knights of the Old Republic is done. A Link to the Past Randomized is also over in a mere 11 parts. And the Extra Life backlog is uploaded, and the first episode of Indao is up. So it's been an action-packed month. Done a lot of video editing. I am mostly done writing the second episode of Indao, although it takes a fair bit of rewriting to make the episodes short, which is kind of counterintuitive, but super true. So I'll still be spending some time improving the word economy, and then I'll have to update it, or edit it. But my goal is to have 2 episodes this month, and then 2 next month, and then we'll be on the ball and caught up. And thank you to everyone, supporting on Patreon to help make these things happen. And the reception to the first Indao episode was really good, so that was just the intro, though. We'll see if people like the content once I get to the meat of things. Anyway, thank you. And the Knights of the Old Republic review is in the works, too. New mystery Let's Play is coming up. Recording starts for me in about 10 minutes. For you, could be days or weeks or years. I think that's it for the channel news. Game development news. I started a company called Reclamation Games, and we're working on a Metroidvania game. This month has mostly been, well, let me check, although I gotta update the old metrics here. It's mostly been a mix of refactoring, and one of them, there's this principle called fail faster, which is mostly sort of a buzzword, but is still pretty good advice. And the idea is basically, if you're going to screw something up, screw it up quickly, and so you can move on. And the procedure you're supposed to do is get help and replan and reorient yourself so you don't get super sucked into something. Anyway, I violated that principle, and I didn't make a fork on GitHub, and I totally should have. Started refactoring something. It was important to do. It had to do with how attacks are animated and the various effects associated with them. And it was an important improvement, but I migrated everything to a new method, and I should have salvaged some of the old code. Whatever. It took a lot longer. I had to redo some stuff that didn't really need to be done, but the end result is we have something that's working now, and the old system still had to be tossed away, so it wasn't like a sunken cost fallacy issue where I just kept going for the sake of it. We replaced a system that wasn't adequate to the needs and replaced it with one that is, although took went a little overkilling on it, but whatever. We've got simpler, better, more effective code. That's the big one. And then actually it isn't moving towards completing new features, so that's a little disappointing in a way, but I've been super motivated to do a bunch of 3D work lately, almost obsessed about it. So that's been really good. I redid Reyna's head mesh and pretty pumped with the result. I need to do a little bit more work adapting the textures and everything. So I still got to do that, redoing her hair a little bit. Anyway, I have been super motivated to do all this CG stuff and have been really, really enjoying it and have been really happy with the result. So even though it wasn't on the schedule for right now, it was on the schedule for the future. And this has been a theme of what's been happening a little bit over the past, was me jumping ahead to do some polish that I wasn't planning on doing. I was planning on doing feature completion stuff earlier. But to a certain extent, if it's something that has to get done anyway, when you feel the push of motivation, I like to go with it, because I have learned to work whether or not I feel motivated. And that's really important if you want to get a game done. People often get stuck seeking motivation. At least that's been my experience, and I definitely was that way. It's I work when I feel like working. The problem is motivation is an emotion, and emotions are all temporal by nature. They all come and they go. The catch, though, is when you do feel motivated about something, and if it is something that has to get done, go for it, is always my philosophy. So we'll do it when I'm happy with the result and it's all good. I'll show the workflow and the various phases of how Reyna has looked over the different iterations, but I'm really happy. So that's what happened. And yeah, still a little bit more work to do that. As I mentioned, I'm still working on the skin, but anyway, it's a good time. I also updated my shader so I could do a little bit more. Yeah, more on that some other time, maybe in an Indao episode on shaders. Anyway, Thank you for watching this. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you are interested in supporting the creative projects that are happening here, like InDAO or the game reviews, or just the Let's Plays and helping with the cost of running a channel, you can just watch the episodes. Or if you want to be direct about it, you can support me on Patreon. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next Let's Play, which I'm going to record now.